Hello friends, and welcome to this brief flow class that will incorporate little elements of yin focused on mountain pose and being able to reconnect with that mountain pose feeling throughout the practice. So we'll do a little bit of yin, a little bit of yang, and hopefully you'll leave your mat feeling really balanced. When you're ready, we're going to begin in mountain pose at the top of the mat. Coming into your mountain pose, getting established through the feet first. So maybe you rock side to side as the feet come together about hips distance apart. Maybe you rock forward and back and just kind of feel the arches activate here, but feel the roots of the heels and the balls of the feet really grow deep. Toes relax and soften to the floor. And then as you settle the rest of the body into this grounded sensation that the feet are feeling, allow yourself to arrive into this moment. As you breathe a little deeper, maybe you notice how you're feeling through the body. Notice how you're feeling in your mind as we begin. Thinking of how a mountain is, as we take a step back and we look at the mountain, we don't really notice any movement. We just see this really strong, statue-like kind of thing. But if we look closely, we could see the leaves moving with the wind, little animals scurrying about, the rivers flowing through. Just like a mountain, we're meant to have some movement. But maybe we find these moments where we can be pretty still overall. We feel this sense of grounding, of establishment, similar to how you feel in your feet in this moment, regardless of what kind of movement is happening on the surface. In the yoga practice, maybe thinking of how the poses change shape, but maybe we can still find elements of how we feel in this moment throughout the practice. Always staying connected to that inner stillness. On your next breath in, let's reach the arms up to the sky. And then use your breath out to dive down to your first forward fold, letting the weight of the head hang here. You could sway the torso, the hips, maybe bend and straighten into the knees. And then we'll rise up about halfway on your next inhale. As you breathe out, let's plant the hands and step back into a modified plank pose on the knees. So tap the knees down, spread the fingers wide. So the fingers now become similar to how the feet felt in our mountain pose. Really pressing down through the pads of the fingers, feeling rooted. Maybe you feel a little bit of an arch element through the palms. Low belly is active here. Take one more breath in, look slightly forward, lengthening the head just like we did in our mountain. And then as you exhale, let's lower all the way down to the belly. Uncurl the toes if they're still tucked under. Inhale, lift your chest up, coming into a baby cobra. Just barely lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into cobra. And exhale, lower. Once more, inhale up. And lower. Soften all the way to the floor. Shake out the hips. Maybe bend the knees. Wiper the feet side to side. We'll push our way back into a child's pose, hips to heels, arms stretch forward, big breath in, big sigh out. And the shape has changed already a few times, but can you find mountain pose in this moment? When you're ready, we'll come forward into our table. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow, letting the belly sink, the heart reach, and then rounding and releasing up and back. Or maybe you fill in the blank here with any kind of movement that your body is craving. Using this time to sync your breath with your movement. Notice how that breath enables you to stay present. We'll start to push our way up and back into our downward dog when you're ready. Lifting the hips up. Maybe you add some gentle movement here. One more breath. Your next inhale, look forward, bend the knees, and then step or hop gently to the top. Raise up about halfway, inhale, and exhale, fold down. Weight of the head hangs. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Arms lift. Connect the palms, heart center, mountain pose. Entering this mountain maybe with a new perspective as we've worked out some kinks through the body, found some space through the breath. Your next inhale, carry this feeling with you. We lift the arms up. Exhale, let's sink into chair pose, Utkatasana. Very yang-like pose here, so try to stay present with the breath so we don't get too caught up and we don't get swept away into fight or flight mode. One more breath. Fold over the legs, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank pose. Maybe this time the knees stay lifted. Your next inhale, shift your weight and gaze slightly forward. Exhale, halfway or all the way to the belly. And then inhale into cobra, or maybe this time upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Let a big sigh out on your next exhale. Finding mountain pose here, feeling grounded. Your next breath in, we're going to lift the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip if you want to. You could swirl the knee around in some circles. We're just going to move through one sequence on either side today. So take care of this right hip. Eventually, let's send the legs straight up and back. Breathing in. As you breathe out, draw the knee to the right elbow and just tap. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, same place to the right elbow and tap. Once more, inhale. As you exhale, tap the knee to the elbow. This time, tap the right toes to the floor and pivot open to the long edge of the mat. Coming up into a high Skandasana lunge. So stay up on the left knee. So you're kind of shifted over to the side. Now from here, hands to the heart maybe. On your next exhale, we're going to go down to a low Skandasana lunge. And then all the way back up to our high. And just do that a couple times. Shifting down to low Skandasana on the right. High Skandasana on the left. Once more. Low Skandasana, stay low this time. We're gonna just shift over to this left leg and take a seat. Good. As you come here, take an inhale, lift the arms to the sky. And as you exhale, we're just gonna begin to tip that inner left leg down. As you rotate open to a twist toward your right. Stay here a couple breaths. If you want, you could place right hand behind you, lifting the left arm to the sky. And then we'll come all the way back around. Take your time, lift the left knee back off the floor. We'll pivot around to a lizard pose or dragon pose as we call it in yin. Tapping the back knee down, maybe the hands are to the inside of the left foot. First yin moment. Not here for, terribly long, but longer than we would normally take pause for in a flow class. If you're like me, maybe your breath and your heart rate have kind of picked up. See if you can slow them down and smooth them out by just taking some time here. Maybe picturing that mountain pose, remembering how it felt in the body. Can you find elements of mountain pose here? That's a great way to help calm the nervous system, It's remembering a time of when we felt really safe, really secure, really connected. You can, of course, sink as low as you feel like going here, just not forcing your way down. Allow it to happen organically. Forcing only takes us backwards in terms of progress, not just for our physical health, but also for our mental health. It's not good for us to put those expectations on ourselves. And from here, if you're lowered down, go ahead and lift back up to the hands. We'll keep the right hand pressing down, lift the left arm up and open. A little twist here. If you want, you could bend the right knee. Maybe you make a connection with the foot, maybe not. But breathing in, one more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring that left hand back down. Both hands to the inside of the left foot. So as we lift the right leg up, we can step the left leg back. Option A, keep the left leg lifted with the right knee also lifted, or tap the right knee down. Your choice. If you have the right knee down, it's a gentle transition into your modified side plank. If the knee is lifted, we're moving into full side plank. So onto the right side, lift your left arm regardless, left leg regardless. Breathing in here, breathing out. Take one more breath, and if you're in your modified side plank, go ahead and lift that right knee up. And then when you're ready, we're gonna step the left foot in front of the body. Go ahead and sink the outer right hip down toward the earth. Reach the left arm back and stretch into the side body. And from here, we'll begin to push into the right hand, lift our way back up. We're gonna pivot on the feet, essentially keeping them where they are, just coming into a goddess squat position. Bringing the hands down onto the thighs, sinking into your hips here. When you're ready, we'll begin to lift the arms to the sky. Breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to grab a hold of the right wrist, lean to the left. And then come through center, and we'll move to the other side, leaning toward the right. This time, as we lean to the right, I want you to start to pivot the legs. So turn your left heel toward the back edge of the mat and your right toes toward the front edge. Leaning into, as you straighten the leg, a triangle pose. So nice active triangle. Take a couple breaths. And then we'll release the hands. Go ahead and cartwheel them down, spin to the ball of the back foot. And then we're gonna rise up into our crescent lunge. Arms reach to the sky. Breathing in here, breathing out. One more big breath. When you're ready, we'll take an inhale. Maybe you find a little back bend. You could cactus the elbows. And then as you exhale, go ahead and tap the left knee down. Curl the hands to gentle fists as the knee connects with the earth. And then straighten the right leg and draw your arms back. We'll slowly release the hands down and come into a half split. Another yin moment for a hold. I'll keep an eye on the time. You just settle in. Smoothing out the heart, the breath. Finding those mountain pose elements that are present here in this pose, in this moment. You can, of course, transition deeper into your half splits, maybe working your way toward a full split of sorts. Doesn't have to be all the way down. And of course, if you have props, you can utilize those. Again, forcing will only take us backwards, so wipe from your mind any expectations. 4 more breaths wherever you are. These are nice long breaths. So 1 more round, about 5 seconds for the inhale, 5 seconds for the exhale. And when you're ready, we'll begin to exit, sliding the right foot back. We're making our way back into a downward dog. Take your time. If you want to take a little vinyasa, you're welcome to. Reconnecting with a sense of grounding and center here. When you're ready, we're going to lift the left leg to the sky. Go ahead and bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe draw some circles. And then let's straighten the leg out. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, tap the left elbow with the left knee for 3, 2, last one. This time, as you tap the left toes also, and then pivot to the long edge of the mat. We're going to shift over to the right side and come up into a high Skandasana lunge on the right. All right, then we're going to kind of go up and down from side to side. So we start high on the right, dip low to your low Skandasana on the left, and then right back up. So you can use your hands to the earth if this is a lot on your knees. Once more. This time we're going to stay low to the left, look to the right. We're going to shift over and take a seat. As you take a seat, reach the arms forward, breathe in. As you breathe out, tap the inner right leg to the earth, twist open toward the left. Maybe you place left hand behind you, right arm to the sky. 2 breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll come back around, lifting that right knee back up, lifting your hips up, rotate around into your dragon or lizard pose, whatever you prefer to call it, tapping the back knee down. Yin moment here. Notice if your jaw gets really tense when we slow things down. That usually means we are maintaining that tension when things are sped up. Nothing to judge. As you find tension, just acknowledge and then soften where you can. Let's take 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, lift back up to the hands if you've lowered. Take a little twist, maybe rotate open with the right arm, maybe lift the left knee. Connection might be there, maybe not. Doesn't matter either way, just breathe in one more big inhale. Go ahead and rotate yourself down, lifting the left knee up as the right hand lands. From here, we're gonna step right foot back, keep it hovering. Maybe you've got the left knee tapped down at this point for your modified side plank. You can stay lifted for your full side plank, pivot onto the left side. Regardless, lift the right leg, regardless. Breathing in and out. One more. Then we're gonna stamp that right foot in front of us. Dip the left hip down toward the earth. Reach back toward the back of the mat. Breathing into this left side body here. When you're ready, we're gonna come all the way up and around, pivot to the long edge of the mat, coming into a squat, but this time stay low so you can heel toe the feet in to a malasana squat. Heels in, toes out, hips really sink here. We'll take a yin moment. If you're able, in your squatted position, to bring the backs of the hands together. Feel free to explore that, see if it feels nice on your wrists. I like to also wiggle my fingers. See if you can find mountain pose here. There's a lot of similarities actually. Think about the energy in your head, your neck, your shoulders, your feet. Feeling that grounding energy travel up into the hips and the pelvis, the length in the spine. And of course, any props you need to make this more accessible, feel free to add those in. Two more deep breaths. And when you're ready, we'll release the hands down. As you lift your hips up, go ahead and just step the right foot out a little wider, coming back up into your goddess squat, but maybe you straighten the legs for a moment for star pose, arms out wide, chest forward, and then sink back into the bend in the knees, arms lift above you. Grab a hold of the left wrist, lean to the right. And then let's switch sides, lean over to the left. We're going to begin to adjust the feet on this side. Right heel spins toward the back of the mat. Left toes turn toward the top of the mat. As you straighten the leg out, we find our hovering triangle pose. Obliques are really working. Find your mountain pose here, especially through the feet. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, just cartwheel the hands down. Pivot to the ball of the back foot. And then when you're ready, we're going to rise up into our crescent lunge. Arms reach to the sky. Feeling strength here, but also feeling some buoyancy, some give, some release. One more breath. Maybe you find your cactus arms lifting the chin off the chest. And then when you're ready, we'll begin to curl the hands to gentle fists, tap the right knee to the earth, and then shift the hips back. Half splits. You can land the hands down, the hips can sink back as you settle the chest forward. And let the gaze soften a bit here too. Again, a yin moment, so embrace the shape, let go of some of the rough edges. Finding a moment here to connect back to that feeling of safety, of security. You can, of course, go deeper as you see fit, if you see fit on this side. And when you're ready, we'll begin to inch everything back in. Start to release your leg, making your way back to your final downward dog. Breathing in and breathing out. And we'll begin to step, hop, crawl your way forward, whatever works. Then make your way onto your back. I'd encourage just a moment to check in, make sure there are no final spots that need a little work. Maybe it could be a back bend of sorts, yin or yang in style. Maybe you came here needing a bit more yang. Maybe you came here needing a bit more yin. Use this free time to kind of fill out those unique needs. You could take a twist, a heart opener, a hip opener. Eventually finding mountain pose on your back, also known as Shavasana, corpse pose. Settling into that stillness, but also acknowledging when you look closely the movement. The body expanding and contracting with the breath, pulsing with the heart. The mind is alert, not asleep, but it's detached from feeling the need to overanalyze or multitask. The mind is just present.
If you want a bit more time here, feel free to pause the video, stay as long as you'd like. Otherwise, we'll close practice on our backs today, guiding the hands together, thanking yourself for taking this time to reconnect. Sending out this sense of grounding, of safety, of security into the rest of your day to meet you in the moments you'll need it most. Namaste.